back. You're watching Newsmaker Live on DBS with me, Kendall Burton. Our special guest this evening, Mr. Lazarus Alfred, the fisherman, the local fisherman who went missing for over 30 days, turning up in Panama, as well as his wife, Susie Sampson. Before the break, we were talking about your experience being stranded out at sea, not knowing where you were, not having equipment, navigational equipment, running out of supplies, and you were about to tell us about an experience with a shark.
Yeah. So, I'm saying, well, I mean, that was when I was just about to give up. I said, well, maybe I might have to go, just try and maybe just fall in the water and make it end. I was thinking about that, but the morning when I woke up, I saw, well, the shark was just by the boat. I took about 2 minutes before I sleep, because I look around, like just have a look around as far as I could, but the shark was very close to me. So as soon as I just maybe just take a little look, I saw the shark alongside. Yeah, but to me it was looking like a lazy shark, because the head was very big. It was long as well. It was a very stumpy animal, but to me it was not very aggressive. Like aggressive. Yeah, and the color, you know, it was not something like a great white, because the color, it has something like a yellow on the fin. No, it's a different species of shark. That one looks very lazy to me.
But at this point, were you panicking at all?
No, I didn't panic.
You still weren't scared? You were very calm?
No, I didn't panic.
Okay.
I didn't panic, because these fishes, sometimes they are agitated fish. They move so slow and so lazy that sometimes fish follows them, like an agitating device.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
But
I
go ahead.
Yeah, but I went on after that. Let me say about 2-3 days after that. It was a lot of rain. Yeah, I had fish jumping all around my boat, all around the boat. Yes, I imagine it's a fishing device, because as long as you're drifting, the fishes come around. Yeah. So I didn't have much to do. I just had to just throw my line when I need the fish. Just throw my line and rod it and just hook the fish. A tuna, a yahoo, whatever.
Alright, so the initial supplies that you went on board with are gone now. So you're surviving on the fish that you're catching.
Yeah, I had my line. I had line on board.
Alright.
Yeah. So when my food deteriorated, my water was the kind of way. The rain when the rain fall, I have to try my best to try and collect a little, as little as I can, as much as I can, from whatever, if it's from my jacket or whatever. But then when I notice, well, it doesn't really pay me off. I had to be, as long as I see the rain starts falling, I have to clear the boat very fast, like take out all the water that's in it, the salt water, and then allow the water to fall inside the boat. So when it falls inside, I'll still take it and drink. But it's half salty, like sometimes almost salty, like just salt water.
Okay.
But it has some fresh water in it, so I'll just put it in a,
so it's diluted?
In a container.
Right.
I'll put it in the container. But it tastes almost like the saltiest, the salt one, but it's just a bit, you know. That's what I used to drink.
Susie, how does it make you feel hearing him recount these stories? Are you afraid of him going out to sea alone again?
Well,
are you going to try to talk him out of it, maybe get a different career, a different profession?
Well, no, because he loved the sea. No, he already say he going next week and do catch some snapper. So I don't think I can stop him. But hearing these stories just make me get closer to him, what he encounter, get closer to him. But as to stop him from the sea, I don't think I can do that. He will not stop.
Okay. But while he was gone, did you think he would make it back?
Well, I never give up hope. I never give up hope. I prayed, cried, prayed, everything I can think of, you know, to keep my hopes up. Even after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, people will come up to me and said, accept my sympathy or condolences. It used to eat me alive, but I would tell some of them to take it back because he's not dead.
Right.
You know, and I keep my faith up and keep on praying for him and asking God to bring him back. Bring him back, because I know he's alive, and keep him alive. At some point, I used to call him. I would sit, not sleeping, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to call him. And he said he was hearing me. He said he was hearing.
Really?
Yeah.
He was hearing, you know. And sometimes I would go in the balcony and sit down 2, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I used to pray and cry and still call him. Come back. I used to call him. And he said he was hearing me calling him all the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I used to hear in my sleep. Like it's like sometimes, you know, I just don't know, but I used to hear calling me. Laz. That's what I
Exactly.
always Laz. That's I always hear her ring in my ears.
Mm.
You know, that give me, you know, maybe that uplift my spirit. Like give me more, you know, son, more strength.
What about your two children? How did they cope during that time, and how did you help them? Did you explain what was happening to them?
Yes, I told them what happened, and at the beginning, 2 whole days. The first skin one, which is Ori, he cried and cried. I couldn't stop that child from crying 2 days. I'm asking him, why are you crying? I'm crying for my daddy. I'm crying for my daddy. Even sometimes when they're not sleeping, he's there. He's saying, he's calling his father in his sleep. And, you know, it used to eat me, you know, alive. That, you know, he used to call his dad in his sleep, and I'm hearing that. Daddy, Daddy.
At any point did you think that you were going to have to raise those 2 children by yourself?
Sometimes I think of that, but I did not, you know,
Allow
dwell on it,
yeah,
yes,
all right.
and stuff. I just say, well, God, I have to do what I have to do, and I'm living not for myself, but for these 2 children. You know, if he never come back, I will live for these 2 children.
And how old are they?
They 3 years, 7 months.
3 years, 7 months.
Yeah.
Twins,
But
right?
Yes, and they understood that their dad was missing, because they keep telling everybody, when you ask him, my daddy lost, my daddy lost. When you ask him, wait, my daddy, even the neighbors, they would go to the neighbors and tell the neighbors, my daddy lost, my daddy lost at sea. Used to tell the neighbors that. Like, you know, they understood what was going on, and so even though they did not fully, you know, comprehend, but they knew something was going on, yes. Because they used to pray. Laurie used to cover his head with the bed sheet. And I'm listening to what he's saying. And he praying, God, help my daddy to come home. And I'm there listening. And don't let him go out at all. You know, underneath the bed sheet. And he used to say all that. And I there listening, you know, to what he's saying. Yeah.
Mr. Alfred, you seem to be outvoted. You have 3 members of your family who think you should pack up. Any chance of that happening?
Well, that is just I don't think so. I don't think so. No matter what, I'll still go to my sea. Yeah. Even if I think like I should be doing something, or I'll be doing something, but even part time, I'll still have my fishing business going on.
Okay, but let's go back to your deal.
Yeah.
At what point did you did you encounter any vessels at all apart from your own?
I encountered on my way from for a whole 6 months, from 6 weeks, sorry. On my way, I encountered 2 close boats, which I should say, these boats, like I had a chance, a very close chance for me to be survived from these boats. But I don't know, up to this day, I don't know why, or I don't know how they didn't stop, or they didn't want to rescue me. I don't know, or they didn't see me. You know, I don't know. But apart from that, I saw boats passing distance away from me, like sometimes 10 miles, because they are big. You can see them passing far.
But did you have any equipment on board, such as flares and that sort of thing, so you could raise an alarm?
I had the flares there.
Yes, the flares.
I had the flares. I had
them.
the flares there.
But you didn't take them that day?
I didn't take them that
Never
day.
take them.
Why? Why not?
When we see the other thing again, when you have the habit of doing something, like you never really, you understand, being trapped in that net or in that thing there, you'll not be afraid of it.
Yeah, but as an experienced fisherman doing it for 20, 30 years, I mean, you must know by now at least 80% of the incidents at sea is because of poor judgment. And
and
so you didn't have your GPS with you, at least.
The GPS was not powered at that time.
So what safety equipment did you have on board, or rescue equipment?
Well, the only equipment I had for the time I would rely on was a compass.
The compass.
Yeah, apart from that,
no life jacket, nothing.
No, I had life jackets.
Okay.
I had 5 life jackets on board.
Okay.
That is what I used to be sleeping on.
Okay.
I lay them, and that's what I used to do. Somebody bed to me. Yeah.
So those vessels went by, didn't see you, or
didn't see me,
or chose not to respond.
Too close calls. To me, they were very close, and they could help me out. But like I'm saying again, I don't know if they saw me or whatever. I don't know why. Whatever. I was maybe invisible. I don't know.
Yeah, but yours is not a unique story. There have been several instances or reports of other fishermen being lost or missing, and vessels, including cruise ships, going past them and not offering any assistance.
And I saw quite a few. I saw quite a few boats like passing different, passing a distance of everything. But what I really found out was very strange now is when I reached almost to the shore, Panama shore, where they have boats up on boats, and I was on the same rampage. I was on the same thing, waving and shouting, and I had a bamboo right in the bow with a bright color jacket tied on that bamboo. So that's, to me, that should ring a bell to somebody to say, well, somebody's in distress. I'm shouting, and I put that there for somebody to see me from a distance. You know, and nobody came close to me. Even when I reached close to the shore, like I'm saying again, where I'm seeing I'm on boats. Yeah, and nobody came. So actually, what happened now? What happened now? I'm trying to order a boat somewhere that is safe, so I could make a landing, so I could actually come from the boat and maybe tie the boat a kind of way that yes, and people will recognize me and whatever. I'm looking where I want to go. I'm checking where I want to go, but I have a piece of ore on board there. I cannot lift this up.
But at this point, what had happened to your fuel or your engine?
No, everything. The engine is working. No fuel at that time. The engine is working. There is no fuel at that time. I'm just drifting.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm about to land because after a good nap, I'm seeing I'm very close to a land.
Right.
To land, I'll say like less than 1,000 yards. Less than 1,000 yards. Now, I'm seeing that I'm so close. So I have a piece of ore. So I'm trying to maybe just try and, you understand, put myself closer to the land. Just try and paddle a kind of way. Try and paddle and get closer. The boat is not going nowhere because I have no strength to paddle the boat. At that time, I'm so weak.
Right.
I don't even have strength to lift up the oar, which is weighing about 3 pounds, you know.
Right.
I'm trying to paddle closer to the land. It didn't work for me. The wind come from that direction, and it blew the boat going down so, and it heading me directly to the reef. So when the boat wrecked now on the reef, it was among some debris as well, like a big tree. I don't know if it's a current or if it's the river that drifted on that spot, and on the reef. And here comes the wave just splashing and whatever whatnot, and start flashing on the boat, whatever whatnot. I myself is in the boat still, and the boat is full of water, you know. But then I had no choice to try and get off that boat. And it was very difficult for me to get out. The boat full of water at that time. So difficult to get out. So I tried my best. I took off one leg. I'm standing on one leg. So I took off the other one, and I'm holding the boat. Now I'm aware of that I'm very weak, but I'm going to try something. Now the water is shallow, very shallow, like about 2 feet. It's shallow from about here. It's like about 500 yards to shore. So even though I cannot walk, but I can do something to reach on shore, even crawl or roll, and that's exactly what I did. So when the boat wrecked now, and it wrecked between the like a big tree and the rocks and whatever not. So it camouflaged itself at the back of these things, and you cannot even see the boat where it is. When I drop the boat, drop it for me to try and walk to shore, because I'm seeing the shore. It's just like somebody just pushed me. Like you just feel like somebody just take you and just slam you. That's exactly what happened. I just fell on my face one time, whoa, and I hold on the boat again, and I try to stand. Difficult for me to stand. I stand, and I'm trying the same thing again, you know. But I work by trying the same thing again. When I get up the second time, when I hold it with the right hand, I hold it with the left hand, and I'm standing. I look at the shore, I look at the boat, I look at the shore, I look at the boat. I say, well, I have to try and do something to save my life. I drop the boat again. As soon as I drop the boat, I just drop the boat. I haven't make one step. As soon as I drop the boat, I just fell on the other side now. Bah! I say, the same place I fall, I just continue crawling. I continue crawling.
At that point, you were just so weak.
Very, very weak. I don't think I would have made the day or the 2 days. That is because I didn't have strength for me to fish at the last moment.
Okay.
The water went down. To me, to the way I was feeling myself, I would not go 2 days again.
So what happened when you made it to shore?
So
eventually,
when I reached on shore now, I rolled on shore. Actually, I make it maybe about half an hour, or more, The things pricking me all over my. I roll. I fight for it. I really fight for it. I fight for it. I put all what I had, I fight for it, and then I reach by a seawall, on the seawall. Now it's getting dark, like the sun is just setting, just about to set. I was by a seawall, calling, you know, because I could see there is a, I could realize there is a road there where vehicles are passing. I could see the lights, whatever. But I could see another light on the other side, on the right side, which are flashing in the trees. That I don't know yet. So while I'm there at the back of the seawall, I'm there crying, I'm there calling, and I'm there trying, you know. I saw a guy, he flashed on me. Yeah. So I say hello, and he flashed with the light is on me. I say hello, I need some help. I'm gonna die, I need some help, but I don't know where I am. But the man cannot understand very well, but he came, but he couldn't understand a little English. He came to me, and he looked at me. He came close to me, took me, actually lifted me up. He lifted me up and he put me on the wall. And then he go over the wall and he put me on the other side for me to not fall back down. And then I'm explaining to him. Now you can understand a little bit of what I'm saying to him. You know, oh, the man rush and take pants to put on me, bath towel to wipe me. Yeah. And make a sandwich fast, make a hot cup of tea, fast. And then he called the police. Yeah. Now I'm trying to explain to him that I came there for a boat and the boat is there, but he can't understand that yet. Okay. You know, the police come maybe in the next half an hour. They came very fast, or less. The police came very fast. They took me, they bring me to the hospital. Now I trying to tell him about the boat that is there. But you see, the language is killing me. Right. So I told him, well, I came with the boat is over there, whatever, not. Yeah. So the following day they went there and check on that. There is no trace of no boat. You know. And the same guy telling me, well, here is a different, here is very difficult. If you try and leave your car or whatever, whatnot, you just use it one time. So don't expect a boat will come there and then you'll find it the next day. Don't look for that. Okay. You know, but all the time, I'm there fighting for my health. So when they brought me to the hospital, they drove me about, let me see, like, it was like...
So at what point did you know where you were?
When I really recover myself?
No, when did you know where you were?
And the guy met you.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guy that was talking...
At the wall?
That rescued me.
Right.
The guy who rescued me, actually that man rescued me. He did a lot for me. When he rescued me, when he understood what I said, he said, do you know where you are? In English. I said, no idea. You're in Panama. Where did Panama? You're in Panama. You're in Colón. Colón, that's part of Panama. So he told me, do you remember? One time the guy he was very onto my case. He was very, very, very nice to me.
Call me.
He said, do you want to call your wife? One time so. I say, yes. You remember the number? I say, yeah. You remember very well. Yeah. You know, while I'm there, the man give me the shots. I'm drinking the tea. Yeah, the man called Susie. Yeah. And I spoke to Susie.
Now, Susie, once you knew that he was alive, I can imagine the sense of relief. But you immediately went to work setting up a campaign to get him back home. I want to play our first clip for the evening, and let's listen to what you had to say. I think that was on the 3rd of September. So let's take a look at our first clip, and then we'll continue our conversation afterwards.
Sosie Sampson says she is a very frustrated woman. Since her boyfriend, who is a fisherman, went adrift for a month or so while on a fishing expedition and was eventually rescued and taken to Panama, Sosie has been trying to get help to return him home. But Ms. Sampson says she is getting the runaround from the authorities.
Ms. said that they would handle the matter, they're aware of it and they'll handle it, but I haven't heard nothing from them. I tried calling them twice. I called in the morning on Thursday, and when I called, apparently the secretary told me she was at a meeting. Then I called in the afternoon to stop by. I offered to stop by and speak to the lady. She said, you cannot just do that. I have to talk to the lady first before you can do that. Anyway, I'm in the middle of something. I'll talk to you. And she just hung up the phone, crack. And I never heard from anybody up to a day like today. Friday, the cabinet minister called me in the morning. He told me that, have you heard from him? I didn't hear from him yet, so I tell him no. And he said, oh, I'll make some call and I'll call you back. Nobody never called me back. Until he called me, I haven't heard nothing from the government of St. Lucia.
Ms. Sampson says the frustration does not only weigh in on her, but on her boyfriend and their twin boys as well.
My frustration is that now he's in a foreign country, he has no family. He too is frustrated and he wants to come home. That's what he said yesterday. He really wants to come home. And his two children, Alex, his two little boys need him. Right now they're suffering with the cold and they need their father. You understand? They're asking for him, they need him.
Sosie Sampson says she was given a deadline of August 30th for her boyfriend's return from Panama, but that date is long gone, she says, and now she and her boys are still waiting for his return. For the DBS News World, Alex Bousquet reporting.
Did you have any idea what was happening back home? Or the effort that she was exerting to have you returned?
Well, I was not in the. I was not seeing her. I was not really seeing her, but I know she was an active person. I know she was doing something that was positive. Although I was not there with her, but I know she was active. She was trying her best to see things happen. Especially when she heard that I was alive.
Let me just remind the viewers that the lines are open. You can call if you have any questions or comments for Mr. Alfred or Miss Sampson. You were telling us that you were taken to the police. The police picked you up and they took you to the hospital.
Yeah, they took me to the hospital.
What happened after that?
Yeah, from there I went to the hospital. As soon as I reached, they gave me some drinks. As a matter of fact, they gave me some rice to eat. They gave me a plate of rice for me to eat. You know, a plate of cold rice. So, and the guy is telling me eat, but I could not eat this for the time there. I mean, my body was not, even though I was a hungry person, I ate a little sandwich before. The sandwich was nice, but the rice was not that, it was not qualified at all for it to make the job.
But the treatment that you got from the Panamanian authorities, what was it like generally?
Well, when I went to immigration, it was not bad. But in the hospital, I believe they could do a bit better. You know, it was only drips and there was nothing like medical thing. There were only drips, you know. To me, they took some blood from me. This one come and take blood in 5 minutes. Next one come and take blood, and I never had nothing. I spent almost a week there, like a week.
In hospital.
So to me, I should have been having some result. I mean, you know, some result. Even though I cannot speak the language, but I mean, somebody could have come and translate something. Okay, Mr. Lazarus, what is your case? We read that blood test or whatever. Not you missing blood or whatever. I was just there. You know, until the third time. Honestly, but the third time when I see a lady coming again, one of the colonists, and she wants to take blood, I said no. I said to her no. I mean, I can't. You cannot take more blood from me.
Okay, we have a call. Let's take that call and we'll continue our conversation. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Lazo a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said he leaves Castries to go to Boisec, but I want to ask him how he reach south.
Yeah, he's asking, you're having difficulty hearing, but he's asking, if you left Castries to go in one direction, how come you ended up in the south? Did you listen to the entire program? Did you get it from the beginning? Caller?
Hello?
Did you get the story from the beginning?
No, I didn't hear from the beginning.
Okay, well, he did not have his GPS. He had a compass that malfunctioned, and he did not have any other navigational devices with him.
Let me ask him one more question. You don't need a compass to go to Boisec.
No, the compass was not for him to go to that destination.
You don't need a compass to go to Boisec.
Is that the extent of your contribution?
No, I have one more question to ask him again.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's all.
All right, thanks for your call. Okay, the government of St. Lucia eventually responded to your pleas, and they delivered. We want to take a look at the second clip for this evening and hear what happened, how they expressed their commitment to getting you back home. Our second clip.
Lazarus Alfred left his home on July 10th to go on a fishing expedition. Weeks into his journey, he was reported by his girlfriend Sosie Sampson to be adrift, eventually being picked up by the Panamanian Coast Guard on August 16th and taken to Panama. Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Moses Jabapti says that government has moved swiftly to ensure his return.
I can report that our Cabinet Secretary actually spoke to the Panamanian fisherman who found Mr. Alfred, and the fisherman explained to the CABSEC the condition that he found him in, that he fed him and gave him water and handed him over to the Panamanian Panamanian officials.
The matter is being resolved by the Ministry of External Affairs. Officials at the Ministry of External Affairs are working on the details such as airfare and other expenses the fisherman who was missing for 38 days may have incurred and would have had to be paid for by the Panamanian authorities. Lazarus Alfred, who has twin boys with his girlfriend, had to be treated in a Panamanian hospital after he was found adrift at sea.
The Ministry of External Affairs is in touch with the officials in Panama, and the appropriate arrangements are now being looked after. I also spoke with the wife of Mr. Lazarus Alfred, and obviously she's very anxious to get her husband back home. And I just want to assure the family that the government is doing all that it can to work with the Panamanian officials to get Mr. Alfred back safely to St. Lucia.
Lazarus Alfred has been in Panama for 13 days so far. On Wednesday afternoon, the mother of his children handed over the fisherman's passport to local government officials. Reporting for the DBS News World, I am Cecil Actil.
A number of fishermen like yourself have gone missing over time, and it has given rise to a lot of questions about safety, good judgment, and that sort of thing. The importance of training. What is the extent of your training or knowledge of survival at sea? Or were you just winging it while you were out there?
The extent, like the experience.
Now, have you had any formal training, or what is from the fisheries department
Well,
or other agencies?
Well, we haven't not really gone to any training with the fisheries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What happened is that we have been going to sea on our own and practicing on our own, you know, and learning different things on our own, like the basics, like we learned on our own. But we never went on to sea like we went on a course, whatever. But we learn how to read the compass, the GPS, you know, and the techniques that we used to take our fish.
And all of those things you learn on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I should say the problem on that day is just like I was not equipped. You know, otherwise they would not have a problem. They will never have a problem. They will never have a problem. This is not the first time that I've been encountering, you know, the fog that is covering the land, whatever. Because I have my GPS, so even though I run there, I know exactly where the land is and exactly how to return home.
What lessons have you learned from this experience?
Well,
we know you're going to go back to fish. Like, we've established that.
Yeah.
But what will you be doing differently to
put
your wife's mind at ease? And just hold that thought. We'll take that call, and then you can answer that question. Okay, we lost the call. Yeah. So what lessons have you learned?
Well, the lesson that I've learned is that when you're going to sea, you must be well equipped. So I will not take the habit of going to sea if I don't know. I don't have my things that I will need, the basics things that. You know,
does that give you any degree of comfort, Susie?
Yeah.
Yes.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, we have another caller. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I would like to say welcome back to Mr. Lazarus.
Yeah,
and I think it is just a sign that God is showing you that this lady should not be a girlfriend. She should be a wife. And give God your life. And it's even easier that you could propose tonight. You have yourself a good night.
Okay, thank you very much.
May God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Feeling any pressure, Mr. Lazarus? Yeah. You want to respond to that?
Well, I think that's
put you on a spot.
Yeah, that ring a bell. That
it struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good evening. I want to tell Mr. Lazarus that the Lord has given him a second chance at life, and he should figure out what he has to do with that wonderful lady. I'm not going to tell him what he has to do. He knows in the back of his head what he has to do. Good night.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Thank you, Carla.
Okay. All right, so tell us about your final days in Panama. Once you were aware that efforts were initiated on this end to get you back home.
Yeah. I thank the government very much. I thank them, the people who are involved to make this happen, and most of all Susie, which was very, active on that action to make it happen. You understand? You're talking about the final days, when I was in the immigration.
Because you were at hospital for about a week, you said?
I didn't stay in the hospital too long. Yeah, after they transferred me about 5-6 days. I was transferred to the immigration department.
So where did you spend the rest of your time in Panama?
Yeah, that's exactly
in the immigration department.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my biggest problem there, I should say, and I always say, is that the language. I couldn't really understand. I could not understand the language, so it was a real burden. It was a really hard times on that side. Yeah.
We have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just on behalf of St. Lucia, I would like to welcome you back, and taking a hint from the caller before, I know you may not have a ring in your pocket, but I think you should go down on your knees and really, ask the young lady to marry you. Is the first step. So congratulations before you do that.
Yeah, but no pressure.
Okay, caller.
Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, so you spent the rest of the time in the immigration office.
Yeah. I had a nice time there in terms of the way they treated me. Yeah, they didn't treat me bad. If I could have spoken the language,
it would have been easier. Okay, we have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air. Please turn down the volume of your TV. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening.
I just want to say welcome back to Mr. Lazarus.
Thank you.
But I find that you're taking a lot of risk when you're going out to sea by yourself. You understand?
Okay.
Because my father normally go out to sea by himself, and I find that's a risk.
Okay.
You need somebody to go out to sea with you all. So if any case of any emergency or any tragedy, you could help each other some way or possible. But I just want to say welcome back.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Caller.
Yeah, but apart from going out with company, at least make sure you have the right equipment.
But in that case, like I was saying, in that case, is failure to having the right equipment on board at the time. It's just like the pilot, maybe it might have a plane crash just because of some malfunction of the plane. So what made everything go bad is that I was not equipped. So you find,
Okay, we have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank God on the behalf of Mr. Lazarus. I did not know him, but I'm so happy to see him back. I mean, he's a human being just like me, my brother. May God bless you. And remember, God is there to help people. So if you have not given your life to him, do that before it's too late. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. That seems to be the common theme in all the calls. Give your life to God and go down on your knees and marry the lady.
Yeah, he was there. God was there with me all the time, So he always had my life. If he didn't have my life, I would not be there. So.
Yeah. Another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, I just want to say to Mr. Lazarus that God has spared his life for a reason. And I see this lady has been dedicated and really committed to this relationship. And I just pray that he will do the right thing. Stop shacking up, marry this lady, and be a family and a father to his children. Because God has given those children their father back for a reason. So what he needs to do is to do the right thing. Put his life in order and live as a family, because this young lady is really dedicated and committed to this relationship. She has shown it, she has proven it, and he needs to do what is right. And may God bless this family.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for your call. You're involved in a very dangerous profession, as the caller before pointed out. The Food and Agriculture Organization, along with the International Labour Organization, has presented some statistics. Over 24,000 fishermen go missing and die every year.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous profession. Good evening, caller. You're on the air. We have another call.
Hello, good night.
Good evening.
That is Nikki. I've been watching the program, and I must say that we are very delighted to have you back. Your recent ordeal has been an inspiration to me. My sisters and I never lose hope, and your experience has made us even stronger, both mentally and spiritually. We also want you to know that we love you dearly, and may the good Lord continue to shower you with blessings. And for those who do not know, you have 5 kids in all, 3 girls and 2 with now your recent girlfriend. We love you, Daddy, and may you keep on shining like that diamond that you are. We love you. Mwah. Good night.
Oh.
Okay, good night, Cookie.
So your 2 sons weren't the only ones suffering and waiting for your return. So 3 girls?
I have 3 girls, yeah.
3 girls. Okay, and 2 boys.
2 boys.
Okay, we have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi, good evening. You're on the air.
Look, I want to congratulate someone that I was welcome.
Say that again?
I want to congratulate Mr. Howard. We also see.
Okay, congratulate him.
Okay. My dear, on the phone.
Yeah, thank you very much for your call. As I was saying, it's a very dangerous profession with a lot of fishermen going missing and dying. What can be done now to improve the training of the local fishermen? Are you organized in any way so that you can tap into those sort of training, that kind of training that's available or being made available through organizations like the FAO and the ILO? Just hold that thought. We have another call. Good evening, caller.
Yes, hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Yes, hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm just watching the program right now. Okay, I want to find Mr. Lazarus for returning back. I appreciate that because I'm a fisherman also.
Okay.
And I want to ask Mr. Lazarus, what amount of water do you have on board the vessel for the meantime?
The water?
Yeah, water you had on board.
Well, I had a container with about 7 gallons.
7 gallons?
Yeah, and then I had about 3 quarts extra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we usually go out fishing, the 3 of us on board the vessel, but we go with more water. We go with a lot of drinking water. That's one of the main important things
Okay.
that we have to carry with us when we go out fishing.
Yeah, it's more important than even the food.
Yeah, because my father was a fisherman. I was 10 years when my father died at sea.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Your
I
father
still
passed
keep the
away at
trade.
sea?
That's what I still keep on doing.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So that is a very important thing.
Okay.
So I wish you welcome back and hold tight.
Okay, my brother.
Okay, then good night.
Thank you. I can understand the importance of the water because you very well can't consume the salt water, which will increase your risk of dehydration.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were lucky that you were able to get some rainwater and dilute the salt water that you were consuming.
A lot of things.
Yeah. You have another call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, good night. Lazarus?
Yes?
That's Darren from Canaries.
Okay, yeah, Darren. Okay, buddy. What do you say?
Happy to see you.
Okay, alright. I'm there.
Yeah. I'm very happy, okay?
Okay, alright.
And you need to come out to Canaries for us to drink that.
Okay, well, I'll come on.
Cool?
Yeah, man. When I come along, I'll give you a little checkup.
Alright.
So everything is
Okay.
alright with you?
Yeah, man. So far, so good.
Alright, okay.
You almost made me cry there, man.
Yeah, I haven't even speak about the worst. There are worst things that happened to me. That,
Okay.
Yeah.
But you see the omen, the dove, the white dove.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think that's something spiritual.
Yeah, I believe that. That was a good sign to me. The bird, the white bird.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for your call.
All right, Darren.
Yeah. So you holding back on us? You
Yeah.
said there were worse things you didn't talk about. Why are you holding back on me?
You said there is worse things on the
Oh
trip
yeah.
that happened to you.
The foot day. That's when you see my backside. That was sores, a lot of sores. I just didn't want to say that. And then that spent 2 days. Like you see, when you sit, you're sitting on the seat.
Because you were moving around very much,
on the
right?
seat.
Yeah.
On the seat. It causes friction. Like when you've been on the hard thing there. You see the third day, the third to the fourth day, when I had to touch my buttocks, I couldn't sit. I had to be going on the side. To me, that is the worst pain I had. That is Oh, that was painful.
Yeah, and I think that probably contributed to your inability to stand once you got to Panama because of your muscular atrophy.
Yeah.
But let's take another break. We're due for another break, and then we'll continue our conversation. You're watching Newsmaker Live. My guest tonight, Mr. Lazarus Alfred, the fisherman who went missing and turned up in Panama after 38 days at sea. We'll be right back.